Welcome to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive. We're really excited you could join us today. We're diving into some fascinating material on the legendary All Blacks.
That's right. And we've got this great article here by Gregor Paul. It's called, "Are the All Blacks Refining Their Groove as the World's No. 1 Team?"
And our plan is basically to unpack that, pull out the key insights, maybe find a few surprises. We'll be exploring what it really takes to stay at the absolute top in rugby.
That's going to be good.
Yeah. And hey, if you're as into rugby as we are, make sure you hit subscribe to Rugby Obsession wherever you get your deep dives so you don't miss out. We'd love to have you along for the ride. Okay, so let's jump right in. The article kicks off talking about that big win against the Springboks.
Yeah, 24-17, a really hard-fought match.
Definitely. And it did two things, right? Kept them at world number 1
Uh-huh.
and stretched that unbelievable unbeaten streak at Eden Park to 51 tests. 51.
It's kind of mind-boggling when you think about it. 51 games at one ground without losing.
Just incredible. But what the article really zooms in on, and what I found fascinating, is this idea of how they handle pressure.
Right. That they have this rare ability almost to use the pressure of a massive game to lift their own performance.
Yeah, like some teams might fold or get tight, but for the All Blacks, the article says when they're squeezed by intolerable pressure, it tends to produce a diamond.
It's a great image, isn't it? Pressure as a catalyst, not something that crushes them. It's about how they respond.
Exactly. And the win itself, it wasn't just grit, though there was plenty of that. The article mentions it was dogged, brave, and at times genuinely innovative.
Yeah, you saw that innovation, particularly in how they dealt with the Springboks lineout, which is usually such a weapon for them.
Totally. The homework they'd done was obvious, picking apart the lineout, using the high ball well to disrupt them all. Real smarts there.
And those first two tries, too, they came from well thought through and perfectly executed first phase strike plays. So planned moves executed brilliantly right off the bat.
Shows real tactical clarity. Easily their best game this year, maybe even under Scott Robertson so far.
Which then leads to the big question the article poses.
Right. If they can play like that passionate, accurate, innovative, tough, when the pressure is absolutely immense.
Then why can't they do it all the time? What stops them hitting that peak consistently week after week?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question. The holy grail of high performance, as the article calls it.
And it's something the players themselves seem very aware of.
Definitely. Despite that huge win, the piece notes the team is really determined not to get stuck in that up and down pattern.
Jordy Barrett apparently didn't hold back afterwards. Admitted that too often, over the last 5 or 6 years, they end up in these must-win games because they just haven't backed up a big performance with another one.
It's like a cycle they desperately want to break. And it really stands out when you look back.
Oh, absolutely. Robertson's All Blacks, they haven't really strung together back-to-back truly outstanding performances. Their longest win streak is 5, I think.
Compare that to the past. The article mentions the 87-90 team, 21 games undefeated.
Unreal.
And the 2010 to 2016 side. Twice, they won 16 straight tests, then set the world record with 18 wins in a row.
Those are just staggering numbers in the modern game. It really puts the current consistency challenge into perspective.
So what was different about those great teams? The article suggests it was their culture.
Yeah, a really demanding internal culture. It wasn't about who they were playing or what was technically at stake in that specific game.
They created their own pressure, is that the idea?
Kind of. They had their own standards, incredibly high ones, and they held themselves to those standards relentlessly. It was an internal drive, not just reacting to external expectations.
That's a really key difference, isn't it? Reacting to pressure versus generating your own internal standard.
Exactly. Moving from being diamonds under pressure to just having a diamond standard all the time.
Okay, this is a good spot to remind you, if you're finding this interesting, make sure you're subscribed to Rugby Obsession so you catch all our deep dives. And let us know your thoughts, too. What do you think is the secret to that kind of sustained elite performance?
It's a huge question. How do you build that relentless internal culture? It's not easy.
No, definitely not. But the article gives some clues, even quotes Artie Savea on it.
Right. Savea talks about thriving on the external pressure, even from the media, saying, it makes me want to do better.
But then he adds that crucial internal part, saying, every stadium in New Zealand is our home, and that's the mindset we should have, not just waiting for Eden Park to perform.
Owning that standard everywhere. And then there were those historical anecdotes. Pretty intense stuff.
Oh, yeah. Jerome Casino apparently wrote in his book about getting punched in the head by Jerry Collins back in '06.
For not knowing line-out codes.
Can you imagine? A punch! Talk about direct feedback on expectations.
Yeah, it's from a different era, maybe. But it shows that incredibly immediate, player-driven accountability. No messing around.
And there's another one, Israel Dag in 2010. Celebrated a try against the Bucks a bit early.
Before he'd grounded it, yeah. And Brad Thorne and Richie McCaw apparently pulled him aside afterwards, congratulated him, then told him never to do it again.
Even after winning the match. It's about the standard, not just the result. Total focus, right to the end.
Precisely. And maybe the most revealing insight is about the Steve Hansen era, from 2010 to 2016.
Aaron Smith's story.
Yeah, Smith talks about a review after they'd actually hammered Ireland, like 42-19. He thought they'd played pretty well.
You would, wouldn't you?
Right. But Hansen was apparently ruthless. On roles, details, getting stuck into anyone who missed an assignment, even a clean-out.
Smith said Hansen would say things that could almost belittle you to the point where you would never do that again. Wow.
But he also said the reviews are brutal but humorous. Made you laugh and cry. Intense, but maybe effective in embedding those standards.
It shows that high performance isn't just about fixing mistakes. It's about demanding perfection even when you win comfortably. Good enough wasn't in the vocabulary.
No, it was about upholding the All Black standard. Always. Even if it rankled players at times, as the article says. That constant push was key to their success.
So bringing it to today's team under Scott Robertson, things are a bit different. The article flags Sam Cane's retirement as significant.
Yeah, Robertson called Kane a sheriff, someone who wasn't afraid to call things out, to enforce the standards directly.
That kind of figure leaves a big gap, so who fills that role now?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? The article suggests the responsibility now falls more collectively on the senior players.
Like Artie Savea, Scott Barrett as captain, his brothers Bowden and Jordy, Tupou Vai, Cody Taylor.
Exactly. It's up to them as a group to drive those habits, maintain that intensity. But is distributed leadership as effective as having that one clear sheriff? We'll see.
Robertson seems very aware of it. He's quoted saying, "The big thing for us is the acknowledgement of it. You're up here and you've got to get back up there." Finding those internal drivers.
He knows it's a core part of his job now, embedding that consistency. And the upcoming schedule looks like a perfect test for it.
Yeah, the article points it out after the Boks again in Wellington. They've got Australia twice, then Ireland and Chicago, Scotland, England.
It's a tough run. A perfect schedule, the article calls it, to actually show if they can consistently play well, back up performances.
And you see that reflected in discussions online too, right? People wondering if they can really find that consistent groove, calling for changes, focusing on depth. Consistency is the benchmark now.
Definitely. That Eden Park win was brilliant, a real diamond. But the challenge for Robertson and this leadership group is making those diamonds appear regularly, not just when their backs are against the wall.
So it really boils down to this. They have the talent. They can perform under pressure, but can they build that relentless internal culture needed for sustained dominance?
Which leads us to a final thought for you, the listener. Thinking about all this, the history, the anecdotes, the current challenges, what do you believe is the absolute key ingredient for building and maintaining that elite, super consistent team culture? Not just in rugby, but anywhere.
Is it the coach? The players holding each other accountable? Something else? We genuinely love to hear what you think.
Yeah, great question to ponder.
Absolutely. We love digging into these things with you. Remember to subscribe to Rugby Obsession for more deep dives like this, and please do share your opinions on today's chat.
Let us know your thoughts.
Thank you for listening to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive, and we will look forward to you listening to our next episode.